Hello, my name is Nicholas Aguirre, and this is my injury prevention plan for fatal injuries from fires and burns. Some background information. The age-adjusted rate per 1,000 population for fatal injuries from fires and burns is about 1.06. The population that is most affected by fatal injuries from fires and burns is males that are aged 80 years old and up. The crude rate per 1,000 people affected by men aged 80 to 40 is about 6.38, which is significantly higher than other age groups. The ethnicity that is most affected by fatal injuries from fires and burns is African Americans. For African Americans, the age-adjusted rate per 1,000 people is about 1.88, which is significantly higher than other ethnicities. There has been no change in the age-adjusted rates for fatal injuries from fires and burns in the last 20 years. According to WizCars, the age-adjusted rate never has gone above or below zero point 0.1 from the previous year for the past 20 years. Some literature review. The first key intervention that was looked at was smoke alarm installation. The installation of smoke alarms can help alert people to fires that are occurring. According to the U.S. Fire Administration, installing smoke alarms in every bedroom, outside each sleeping area, and on every level of a home, including basement, is a fire safety precaution that all homeowners and landlords in your community need to take to protect residents from fire. This first intervention was proven successful because the smoke alarms did help alert people to fires that were occurring inside the home. The second key intervention that was looked at was literature on fire safety. Literature was provided that focused on fire safety and fire prevention. According to Collins, a total of 5,613 published articles were examined, of which 30 were finally found to meet the inclusion criteria. The findings of the study were included in the two main groups of preventative measures and risk factors for residential buildings, fires, and related injuries. Based on this quote, this proved that this key intervention with literature was ineffective in preventing fatal injuries from fires and burns. The intervention that I have proposed is a three-step multifactorial intervention. The first step includes doing fire drill exercises. This would include implementing a community-wide fire drill exercise to prepare for the eruption of a spread or fire. If a community knows what to do when a fire erupts or starts to spread, then they will be able to prevent injuries from fatal injuries from fires or burns. The second step of the three-step multifactorial intervention plan is home fire safety education. This would include educational seminars and workshops that will focus on teaching elementary schools and senior centers about proper fire prevention and evacuation. Since these two age groups are affected the most by fatal injuries from fires and burns, they will be focused on more specifically with the home fire safety education in order to prevent more injuries from fires and burns within these age groups. The third step will include a smoke alarm installation campaign. This will be a campaign to change policies within government to make it mandatory to have functional smoke alarms in every home and building. It will also be mandatory to have regular battery changes done on the smoke alarms to make sure that they are working and up to maintenance. This step will require government intervention through policy changes. Without government intervention through policy changes, then the smoke alarms will not be forced to be put into every home and building and will also not be forced to make sure that they are up to date and in working order. Thank you for listening to my presentation.